What's going on, YouTube? R to the double E dash. You know what it is. ZON coming at y'all once again. It's been a minute, but here I am once again, and I'm here first and foremost to wish everybody a happy weekend because it's Friday. What is it? It's October 9th, 2015. I know that because tomorrow's the 10th, which is my wife's birthday, and we're celebrating that tonight and tomorrow. So I have a quick moment to come at you guys right now. So upon wishing you a happy weekend, I'm going to give a disclaimer for this video. That disclaimer is that you're going to hear me talk about a topic today that I've never really talked about in this light. And because of that, I would encourage and plead my listeners and my subscribers who watch my videos, if you're watching this, listen to everything I have to say before you jump down my throat or before you think that I've flipped the switch or whatever the case may be. Listen to everything, and if you do that with no preconceived notions of what it is I'm saying or where it is I'm trying to go with this, then you'll see that I'm shooting from the hip, but I'm shooting on a straight level. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, the topic is graphics. Graphics. The importance thereof. Well, I'm a Nintendo fan. You guys know that. Through and through, back in the day, to now and forevermore. That will always be there. They are the kings of the best franchises, the best gameplay, the best experiences, and so on and so forth. We know this. But the thing about it is, as a Nintendo fan, I've noticed this in myself a couple times. I'm guilty of this as well, so I'm not just calling everybody else out, not myself. But I've seen it a lot in the Nintendo YouTube community. A lot of guys that I watch and respect and still watch. But these last couple of days, I've seen a couple videos, a couple podcasts, and it's just been like, okay, man, enough with the anything but Nintendo hate. All right, let's just put it that way, okay? What I mean by that, graphics. Nintendo's philosophy, and as a result, their hardcore fans' philosophy, which is the philosophy I hold, is gameplay is king. Over and above everything, the most necessary peg or cog in the machine that is a video game is the gameplay. It cannot be broken. It cannot be unplayable. It has to be smooth. It has to be intricately designed, and it has to flow, and it has to bring the player in, without a doubt. But if you just stop at gameplay and you praise the almighty gameplay and bow at the altar of gameplay and just piss and shit all over the aesthetics of the game, then what you're doing essentially is you're completely disregarding a good 30 to 40% of the entirety that is the pie of the video game. All right? Or the pizza, or whatever you want to call, whatever metaphor you want to use. I say it's about a 60-40. You could say it's a 70-30, whatnot, whatever, when it comes to gameplay and graphics. Gameplay does hold the bigger piece and the more important piece, but that piece in and of itself is nothing without some good aesthetics to go along with it, okay? Now, the reason I bring this up is because we as Nintendo fans, what do we do so often? We praise games like Splatoon, which is an amazing game. I play this hours every single day. An amazing title with amazing, top-notch, euphoric gameplay and a great aesthetic, a great graphical look and art style that goes perfectly with the vibe of the game. And we put it on a pedestal as one of the Wii U's top-notch experiences, and we praise the graphics, we praise the art style, we praise the gameplay, yada, yada, yada. We do the same with games like Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2. Oh my god, amazing gameplay, frantic pace, great graphical look, and we talk good about these graphics, and we talk good about these graphics. Then we'll see reveal trailers or reviews or whatnot for games like this, and this, and this. And we'll say, oh, another great looking PlayStation or Xbox game that's gameplay is probably going to be shit. Or the game itself, or it's going to be broken or whatnot, yada, yada, yada. And that gets so fucking old. Now, do we have some kind of reason or history to back up saying that or assuming that? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. I'm not going to lie. The PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, Sony and Microsoft as a whole are notorious for allowing third parties, which is the people that make these games right here that I showed specifically, do whatever the fuck they want on their consoles. Okay? But that doesn't mean that everything that the third parties or whoever brings out on the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One is going to be a broken game or a piece of shit. That's just not the case. Because Mortal Kombat X is the best Mortal Kombat ever made. And it is phenomenal. Gameplay and graphics. The Witcher 3 is it's a huge game. I'll be honest with you. I still got to go back and play this because I got so overwhelmed and just consumed in the world of this game that I stopped playing for a while because I had other stuff to play and because I just got sidetracked with so many quests. But it's an amazing experience. It's an amazing world. The aesthetics and the gameplay go hand in hand and make this top notch, which is why I'm going back to it. And Far Cry 4 is a fucking beast. The Far Cry franchise as a whole is just fucking phenomenal. Okay, wide open world, amazing graphics, crystal clear. As far as your eye can see it, you can go there, and there's amazing draw distance. Very little, if any, pop-up. It's just crystal clear. Why am I harping on the graphics? Well, because like I said, these games right here got some amazing graphics in their own right. Yeah, they're not photorealistic. Yeah, they're not PlayStation 4 or Xbox One quality, but there's some amazing visuals that do the job of linking together with that gameplay to make blockbusters. Alright? So, why are we so quick to praise these and say, yeah, they got it, and we don't give a shit about even considering giving a chance to these? We just look at them and say, oh, all they care about is graphics. They don't care about the gameplay. And while we're on that note, what really pisses me off about that, is the fact that this comes from me actually going to school for this and being in this for about a little bit over a year now, and seeing the effort and the work and the hours that go into making those visuals that so many of us just shit on. We see a new trailer and we're quick to say, oh, it's just a CGI trailer. Oh, it's just a cutscene trailer. There's no gameplay. Do you know what it took to make that cutscene that 90% of the time is in the game? Or maybe that's not gameplay, but the engine that's being used in there is exactly what you see in the game. And in most cases, you'd be lying if you said it wasn't. You know what it takes to make that work? Do you know what it takes to make that function and look that good? It's mind-blowing. I've done minimal stuff in this field, in these projects that we're doing and in these models that we're creating, and I've spent upwards of 11 hours in a single day in front of this very here computer just trying to model one simple object to get it anywhere near looking lifelike. Okay? Now, the reason that fires me up, aside from the fact that it's what I'm going into and I'm seeing now how much work it is, and I can't stand when gamers are spoiled enough to just piss all over that, is because without the aesthetics, that gameplay doesn't matter. Just like without the gameplay, the aesthetics don't matter. They go hand in hand. But if we're going to break it down right now for the sake of argument, without the graphics there and good graphics that communicate the vibe and the feel of the game linked to that gameplay, you don't have a game. That's the whole point. Okay? If graphics are so irrelevant, well then why the hell do we even, why did we go from the Atari to the NES? Why did we go from the NES to the Super NES? Why did we go from 16-bit to 32-bit and to 64-bit and 128 and so on? Why did we continue adding more colors and wanting to make these systems more capable of handling more information and producing more realistic-looking graphics and more lifelike environments if the graphics don't matter? It's simple, because they do matter. Okay, because your gameplay could be top-notch, amazing gameplay, but if you don't have a good aesthetic look, and that doesn't mean always photorealistic. I'm just talking about good art style, good graphical look, clear, crisp, that communicates the feeling, mood, and vibe of that game and of what the gameplay is supposed to be, then you don't have a game. And so many of us are so quick to look at that and be like, oh, forget the graphics. And that infuriates me to no end, especially now that I see what it takes to make it happen. Dude, if you're going to tell me that you don't wish, because I do, that Nintendo's console, right now the Wii U, or the next one coming up, NX, will be capable of producing visuals like I find in this game, or even better as it should be, then you're a fucking liar. Then you are a fucking liar. Or you really only care about one aspect of gaming, which would be the gameplay. And if that's the kind of gamer you are, I don't know how you can justify even playing video games, because to do that, you got to deal with graphics, because they're there. You know what I'm saying? I heard one of the YouTubers that I listened to. He said that Mortal Kombat X, okay? Mortal Kombat X, go look up trailers if you ain't played it. Go look up video reviews or whatnot. He said that this game, the visuals and the character models and the cutscenes look no better than an Xbox 360 game, which is garbage. That is ridiculous, because this game boasts some of the best visuals I've ever seen when it comes to the realism of anatomy, when it comes to the insides of anatomy, when you see the fatalities happen, when it comes to the lip syncing, when it comes to the facial expressions, when it comes to the sweat dripping down their faces while they're fighting, the movements, the flow, and you're going to say that this looks like an Xbox 360 game? That is blasphemous, dude. Oh, The Witcher 3, another one of them said that this game's animations are horrible. That the world looks okay, which is bullshit because the world looks phenomenal, but that the character animations and the character models were pretty horrible. That is bullshit. And I can't stand it because you could hear it in the tone of voice that they use when they say it. You're saying it from a, if it ain't Nintendo, I don't give a shit about it attitude. And that's garbage. Okay? That is just, there's no room for that in video games, man. Because it's not, Nintendo is king, but Nintendo is not the only one in town. There is 2 other main competitors there that all offer great experiences. Even though I'm not a fan of Microsoft, I don't support them. I don't even really regard them. They have some good experiences because if not, they wouldn't have, 11, 12 million systems sold, which is more than the Wii U. Okay, so I could hear it in their voice, like, oh, they just, the tone of voice is just like, oh, if it's not Nintendo, and in some cases, if it's not Nintendo and a franchise from Nintendo that I like, well, then it's trash. That is garbage, and that has to stop. That gets me so fed up, dude, because those CGI trailers and those cutscenes and those graphics that you're shitting on and disregarding, you have no idea the artistry, the skill, the dedication, and the time that goes into making that happen for just one fucking scene. Let alone, in some cases, a 40, 50 plus hour game. That needs to stop, man. I'm getting really sick and tired of hearing this shit. You love Nintendo and you only love Nintendo, more power to you. But then why do you even spend time talking about the competition and then hating on the competition? I only talk about the competition when they do something. Sometimes I'll talk about them in a positive light. Sometimes I'll talk about them in a negative light, depending on what I feel they warrant from what I just saw. But to sit there and every fucking time there is a reveal trailer, you're predicting the worst. You're shitting on them. You don't give a shit about how good the game looks. You're only about gameplay. Guess what, buddy? So am I. I love gameplay. That's what brought me to the dance. But I'll be a goddamn liar if I sat here and I said that I don't want some fucking badass visuals to go along with it. Because your gameplay is only going to do half the job. Because I need those visuals to bring me into that immersion. If I'm playing a fucking sports game, as I've said so many times in the past, I want that photorealistic HD. Could see the pores, could see the sweat coming down, could see the movements in the muscles as they run, the bouncing of the jerseys. I need all that for it to immerse me and make me feel like this is a real basketball game or this is a real football game. If I'm playing something like Far Cry, where I'm on this tropical island and all that, and I'm being hunted by mercenaries, I need to see the grains of sand. I need to see the ripples in the water. I need to see the rays of sunlight coming through the trees. I need to see the fur on the tigers that are hunting me and shit moving in the wind. I need that realism, because that is going to further immerse me into the game along with good gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically it, man. That's a wrap. I know it sounded kind of like a rant. It kind of is because I'm getting fed up with that, man. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hit me up, leave comments, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. God bless y'all. Stay gaming. Peace.